comfort, it's really important to patients, especially when it comes to their teeth. European Denture Center uses the latest technologies and materials to create the most comfortable dentures. Today I'm going to meet with Henry Babichenko, a denturist. Some patients call him Dr. Henry, and he's going to tell us what makes their dentures so comfortable. Let's go inside and take a look.
Hello, welcome to our office. Do you have an appointment with us today?
Yes. First, I'm here to learn what makes your dentures so comfortable, and I have an appointment with Mr. Henry.
He will be with you in just a moment. If you could please take a seat.
Thank you. Mr. Henry, thank you for taking your time to meet with me out of your busy day and to answer some of the questions I have.
It is my pleasure to meet you today.
Okay, that's great. I'll get right to the point. And what I really would like to know is what makes a denture comfortable?
Number one, it's got to be a custom denture. Also, number two is that you have to have a right equipment in order to provide a comfortable denture to a patient.
If I was to get a denture, obviously I'd be interested to get the most comfortable denture that there is. So what do you think is the number one most comfortable denture today on the market?
It's a denture over implants. There is a few different options. You can either have a fixed restoration over implants, you can have a clip-on or removable denture over implants. But then there are some other options because implants do cost money. There is digital dentures. Digital dentures nowadays, they're not implant retained, but because of a precision method that they're made, they're comfortable. They're able to provide a desirable retention to a patient. And then there's some other type of a situation where you either use a soft liners to make it more comfortable, depends on a patient need.
I know that you're one of the more successful denture clinics in the Northwest. So tell me, what makes European denture so special?
Well, there is a couple factors playing to that. European denture, we do specialize in removable prosthesis. What it's mean, we do partials, full dentures, and denture over implants all day and every day. And experience do make you better.
So as a patient, if I'm going out over there and shopping for dentures, I might be looking at a dentist or a denture clinic. So what's really the difference between me going to a dentist or to a denture clinic such as you?
Even though we do work on a referral basis with them, but general dentists, they do a little bit of everything. Compared to us, that's our specialty. We do dentures all day and every day, and so that's the difference. All our methods and materials are geared towards the providing patients with dentures. So therefore, the selection of different type of materials and impressions would gear towards that type of a restoration compared to a general dental office.
So, of course, I would be concerned about the different prices of the dentures. So are dentures really expensive?
There could be some that are really expensive, especially if a denture over implants. But patients are willing to pay for it. Why? Because it's their lifestyle, it's their health, it's their appearance. And yeah, denture over implants can be very expensive, especially if it's a screwed in type of a dentures. But there are some other options where you can have clip-on dentures that are less expensive. A popular scenario for a patient that doesn't want to spend too much money on implants but wants something that still works well, it is where you have an upper denture, just using a regular suction to retain that denture in place, and lower over denture retained by 2 implants. That's more of the affordable way for patient to have something that retained by implant and where they can function really well.
So if I'm on a low budget, can I still get a comfortable denture?
Yes, you can. And right now, with a new technology that we're able to provide to a patient using a digital technology, the precision of making denture, digital technology have greatly improved, and so therefore dentures do fit very comfortable and well enough where many patients can have a comfortable dentures without implants. But what's good about implants is that you can always add them later. Let's say if you decide, I don't have money for implants, I want to just get a good denture, and later if you decide, well, that's not good enough for you, you always can add implants and will be able to use the same denture to fit over those implants.
So let's say I'm just missing a few teeth, and to go to a dentist and get 2 or 3 implants can be quite expensive. What are the options do you offer for patients like that?
Well, it will be a partial restoration. So let's say you're missing some teeth, and you are not able to afford a fixed bridge. Then we'll get you a partial. There is a different type of a partials as well. There is a flexible partials. There is a more rigid type of a partial. So there is a good enough selection for patients who are not able to afford the fixed restoration. Yeah, there are some good options for those patients.
So typically when you see a patient, what type of fears do they have when getting a denture?
Fear number one, it's not to be judged. And since we are specialized in removable prosthesis, it is a free judge zone in here. We're here to restore patients' smile. So therefore, our goal, it's not to find out why they have lost their teeth. They already lost their teeth. Our goal is to restore their self-confidence and restore their smile so they would have a normal, active lifestyle as before.
So compared to natural teeth, if a patient loses all their teeth and now they're getting a denture, what type of foods can they eat?
Depends on what type of dentures they get. If they get fixed denture over the implants, a lot of times they pretty much can eat all kinds of foods. There is no limitation. Or even a denture, clip-on denture over implants, same thing, they pretty much can eat any type of a food. When it comes to full dentures without implants, patients train themselves to eat pretty much anything. I have patients that are able to eat corn on a cob or apple with their full dentures without any implants. But there is a learning curve, and there is a time that they have to take to train themselves, and over time they're able to eat any kind of foods and would not limit themselves. It's only whatever they decide not to train themselves, that's the only limitation they'll have when it comes to eating certain type of foods.
So dentures have really changed over their history. I've heard that George Washington had wooden dentures. So now we have dentures over implants. Where do you see this going in the future?
Number one, over the years, even though dentistry have greatly improved, but the denture wearers also have increased through the years. People live longer. The older population is the fastest growing demographics in United States and through the world. So it means that people will have to have some type of a removable restoration. But with a digital equipments and digital way of restoring their teeth, things have greatly improved, and patients will have more comfortable dentures and a better looking denture as well. Yeah.
Now, this might not be the best question to ask a denturist, but what kind of advice would you give to me to prevent me from having dentures in the future?
We really work with patients to make sure they're not losing their teeth. And so we do have a great suggestions, but we suggest that you go and to your general dentist for a regular cleaning. Flossing and brushing very important. But in order to have a healthy dentition, a patient have to be on a healthy diet and an active lifestyle. If you're overall healthy in the way you live, you'll have a healthy dentition. So that's very important to have that active lifestyle and a proper healthy diet.
I know there are some very cheap dentures out there, but a good quality denture can cost, a few $1,000s. How does a patient justify this type of a cost?
There is few things you get free in your life. It's your baby set of teeth and your adult teeth. But when it comes to a third set of teeth, you have to pay for them. Unfortunately, you do, and they do cost money. But since you have to use your teeth every day and many times through the day, it's really important to get a good set of dentures. And it's worth it to spend some money in a quality dentures. Otherwise, you will be limited to what you can eat, or some patients even would wear dentures just for the looks. So our goal is to provide you with a set of dentures that you're able to function well, that can chew well, and look really nice. There is a different prices that we offer for a patient as well, depends on their budget. But from the category that we offer to a patient, we are able to provide the best type of dentures. And the reason why we're able to do that, we own one of the largest removable lab in Northwest. And our lab have all type of different methods and materials. And we provide also service to many other dental offices as well.
There are many competitors out there that do dentures. What makes European Denture Center stand out?
Well, what greatly benefits us is the commercial lab that we're part of. That lab provides service to many other dental offices in state and nationally. So therefore, whatever there is in the market, our lab has everything. It gives me a huge advantage for my own patients. I can choose from this huge pool of different type of methods and materials. I can choose what really works best and offer to my patients. That greatly benefits us compared to many other competitors that there is in the market. But it also greatly benefits our patients because we truly believe we are able to provide them a best type of a restoration for a certain category or price.
It seems to me that eating is such an important part of our life and our healthy lifestyle, and getting that comfortable set of teeth is really important.
Yes, eating is probably one of the most important, I would say, activity of a humanity. And therefore, our goal is to make sure patients who lost the ability to do that were able to restore that ability to them. But the second most important is the self-confidence. And if a patient are not able to smile well, to restore their confidence by giving them a very beautiful smile is our goal, and that's what we constantly strive in here, to give patient back their active and normal lifestyle.
So some patients, they require immediate dentures. Their teeth need to be pulled. How soon can they get back to their normal lifestyle?
Of course, patients come to us and ask, if I'm going to extract my teeth, how soon I'm going to get dentures. Immediate dentures is placed right away after the extraction. So patients come to us first, we take an impression, denture is done, and in most cases that would be a temporary denture. At least that's what I suggest to a lot of my patients. We would provide them a first immediate denture that would be placed right away in their mouth, and it serves them as a bandage. And so therefore their gums heal in a proper form. And 6 months later, they can reline their existing denture, but we suggest that they would replace their denture into more permanent set of dentures. Second set of denture will always come out better. Why? Because their gums are not swollen anymore. So for us as a professional, we have a necessary space to provide them best looking denture.
I know also there's a difference between all-on-4 clip-ons and snap-in implants. Can you just talk about the different implants there are and advantages and disadvantages of each?
Yes, implants are very popular nowadays, and so there is a fixed all-on-4 restoration. Fixed, what it's meaning that you screwed in the denture into patient 4 or 6 implants, or there is a clip-on restoration. And the advantage of a fixed restoration is that patient never have to take the denture out. Patient feel like it's part of them, and they pretty much can chew anything. But the disadvantage in some scenarios is that if a patient do have a high smile lip, that transition zone between the denture and the gums, it becomes visible and apparent, and sometimes it compromises the aesthetics. They will not look well. So then there is a different scenario for them would be a clip-on. Another disadvantage of a fixed all-on-4 restoration, it's very expensive. It can cost up to $30,000 per arch. So that's another disadvantage. And a third disadvantage for a fixed all-on-4 is that patients do have to come every 6 months for a dental professional to remove that bridge and clean under. So we had some other dental professionals like oral surgeons called us and asked us what are the alternative for a fixed all-on-4. And the alternative for fixed all-on-4, we call them removable bridges. You make them very similar to all-on-4 fixed restoration, but instead of a permanently screwed in, you clip them in and unclip. What kind of advantage it gives to a patient is that to take care of them much easier. Every night you just unclip them, you clean under, you clip them back in. You're also able to chew really well because it's an implant retain. And in a case where patient have a high smile line, with the clip-on, you can have gum portion of a denture overlap slightly of their natural gum or tissue, and so therefore the transition line is a lot less visible. It becomes more aesthetically pleasing restoration. So in order for patient really know what's going to work best for them, we offer a free consultation where patient can come. We can evaluate their situation and advise them what would be best for them based on their budget and based on their oral situation.
A lot of times a denture clinic is associated with older people. But what do you offer to younger people that may just be missing one tooth, maybe they've lost it in a sports accident, or just missing two teeth? Is there anything that you offer for these types of groups?
Yes, we do. Usually we refer those patients to a general dentist to either go ahead, place a bridge, or maybe an implant with a single unit restoration. But if the cost is too much to a patient that they can afford at that situation, a patient can have, which is called a unilateral, a flexible valplast or a flipper. Yeah, sure, there is an alternative to that. A patient can come and for a fraction of the price of a removal of a fixed restoration, we can place a removable one unit bridge or it can call a unilateral partial.
So if a patient grinds their teeth and they need a night guard, can they get it here?
Yes, they can get it here. We can provide them a night guard. What's interesting, sometimes we have to provide patient with a night guard that have full set of dentures. And it's mainly for the patients that have a TMJ problem. And when they grind their teeth, even with dentures, so their bite needs to be slightly open so they would not put too much pressure on their TMJ joint right here. So in this case, we would do a night guard for those patients, or if a patient even have a natural dentition and requires some kind of night guard, we have qualified providers in here that we're able to provide that service to a patient.
I know that there are many partials out there. Sometimes we see people walking around with a metal clasp. What are the most comfortable and aesthetic partials out there?
So an alternative to a metal partial nowadays is the Acera partial or a Thermoflex partial. So the partial itself or the frame is made out of the tooth shade color. So therefore it becomes invisible. It's very comfortable because compared to metal, it's a slightly flexible. And that way we can accomplish the fit of a metal partial and aesthetics of the valplast partial. So for some patients, that's a great alternative.
Mr. Henry, I want to say thank you for taking the time and to tell me more about European Denture Center and the great work you do here.
Thank you for coming today, and it was my pleasure to provide you this necessary information.
Well, here you go, folks. If you need a comfortable partial or denture, give European Denture Center a call.